Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Picks on Net, NHL picks and predictions. Yes, the NHL is back after the Four Nations break. We've got 14 games on the NHL slate to go over. So, of course, we'll get to that. We'll take a look at what happened in the championship game. Unfortunately, I was on the wrong side. Team USA lost in overtime, a winning goal by Connor McDavid. 3-3 day on the championship game. Zach Werenski cashing my over half a point, over half an assist. Nathan MacKinnon scoring another goal. Unfortunately, Eichel and Boldy, the two Boston boys, weren't able to get anything. And of course, the States lost in overtime. So, not exactly the results I was hoping for, but a game goes to overtime. It can go either way, and my home country wins, so I have to look at that as a positive. So, Four Nations is now over. I think it was a great success for the NHL. I hope we never see an All-Star game ever again. I don't think there's any reason why we have an All-Star weekend ever again, because you watch the All-Star game and the players don't care. The competitions, the players just don't care. We especially saw that with Nikita Kucherov last year. You could tell in this tournament the players cared. It was a great tournament. It was great for the game of hockey. A lot of people that don't usually watch hockey tuned in to the Four Nations. So overall, the tournament was a great success, and I hope the NHL will continue with it in the future. Let's jump into the chat. Let's go. Yes, let's go. We're back. Yes, we are back. Bunch of games to go over on a Saturday slate. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Hopefully nothing. But what happened? You mean Austin Matthews leaving McJesus alone to himself? Yeah, probably not something you want to do. Probably not something you want to do. And really, it's probably, probably something you should be talking about too. That this is like the last thing you want to do is do that. So yeah, that's the case. The Wild should use some of the money we got this offseason for Sam Bennett. The Wild don't have any cap space until I'll get this offseason. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. Heck yeah, good to see you, Terry. Let's make some cash this weekend. Good luck, y'all. You too, Stop Geo. Best luck this weekend. Of course, I do want to go light on Saturday slate, but it's hard. It's hard. So we'll discuss the slate here in just a few moments. Who's better, McDavid or MacKinnon? That's a very difficult question. I think that's a very difficult question. McDavid, but MacKinnon is still a very good player, but probably have to put McDavid above him for now. But McKinnon's won a cup, so there you go. Have a great pucking weekend. You too, Addison. You have a great pucking weekend too. But we will start the show now. If you guys are new, make sure to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. If you're watching on Twitter, come join us on the YouTube channel. Come join the live chat and hit the like button while you are here. I want to go light, but it's hard. That's what she said. Yes, that's what she said. But I know. But we'll jump into the very first game here. And yes, a little bit of a change in the layout. I made a little bit of changes here. I feel like it's important to have the odds in the game on screen. So I feel like that's something important that I should add. So that is what I did. I added it. Minnesota Wild and the Detroit Red Wings here in this game. The Wild -110, Detroit -110. Totals of 5.5. Most books there. In this one at 12:30 p.m. Eastern game. So the one thing I do have to commend the NHL on, the NHL schedule makers, which I rarely ever say anything positive about them at all. But in the Saturday slate, a 12:30 game, a 1 p.m. game, a 3 o'clock game, 5:30 game, 3 6s, and then a bunch of 7s, a 9 and a 10. I like how it's spread out compared to what it is on some days. But looking at this game here, the Wild right now, when it comes to consistent offense, you guys know I'm obviously a Wild fan. I don't hide that. But there's nobody consistent for the Wild right now. And trust me, if there was somebody, I would have found it. No, I'm kidding. But Joel Eriksson was consistent with shots on goal. But of course, he did play in the Four Nations tournament. And for players on shot streaks, that tournament definitely killed your streaks. And that is a good point. I am counting Four Nations games in player streaks. I just feel it's important to do that. So I am doing that. In this game here, I think it's a pass. I think it's a pass here. So far, it's a pass for me. Obviously, the Wild, one of, if not the best road team in the NHL this season. They've just been absolutely fantastic on the road. But Detroit went into the break, one of the hottest teams in the NHL. They obviously were red hot. They had a cold streak there for a few games, and then were on a winning streak again. They did lose the final game before the break 6-3. The Wild, on the other hand, back-to-back wins at home against Carolina and the Islanders heading into the break. I can't back the Wild right here at this point in time. I do like the price with the Wild, though, at minus 110 on the road. I've loved how the Wild have played on the road since the very first game of the season when they had that 7-game road trip. They showed how great they were going to be on the road in that road trip, and they've stuck with that. So if I was taking a side here, I would be looking at the Wild. When it comes to Detroit props, I really wish we could get Elmer Soderblom point props because ever since he first came up in his first game, he's been very noticeable with the Red Wings, and he's played very well with them. But unfortunately, not consistent enough with goals or assists. He's only going to be available for a goal at this time. So it's tough to bet his props. But he's still on the sheet here anyway. People that do fantasy will be interested in that. DeBrincat with a 4-game point streak. Raymond points in 5 of 6 heading into this game. Really, I'm not going to force any plays with it being the first game after a break. Obviously, some players played in the tournament. They may be tired after the tournament. Other players might have been drinking and partying the last week. So it's really tough to tell who's going to play well after the break and who isn't. That's definitely going to be something we're going to have to keep our eye on the slate here. But starting the slate off with a pass. Over 5.5, Wild. Yes. Is Kaprizov back yet? No. He has not begun skating yet. Hopefully soon. Sloppy Saturday after most players return from sunny and boozy vacations. That could very well be the case. We could see lots of overs, and we might not see a lot of defense, or we might see a lot of players just kind of skating around, and we might not see a lot of offense. So it's kind of tough to tell. It's really tough to tell what we're going to get on this slate. So this is why you kind of want to be careful with the slate the first day back. Marco Rossi point, never a bad luck. Never a bad luck. Raymond point, Larkin point parlay, minus 115. For Larkin and Raymond both to get a point? Yeah, I kind of agree with Boog here. Minus 115. I'd be careful just because I don't even have Larkin on the screen. Obviously, he just played in that championship game. I'm really avoiding players that just played in that championship game. Win or lose, I really want to avoid players that are in that spot. So that's my intention. That said, I think I may. We'll look. We'll look at the slate. That said, I might be betting Nathan McKinnon if he's playing, but that's because I've been betting him and he's on that streak. But we'll talk about that. DeBrincat goal, plus 180, assist, plus 150. Not bad, not bad. Bear with me for a second. Kirill Kaprizov, who's not playing yet. KK with Patrick Kane. Kane reminds Team USA. Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. Eck over 2.5 shots on goal. He should get back on his streak that he was on, obviously, before the Four Nations, but minus 139. A bit pricey, but he should be. He is really consistent with 3 shots on goal, so he should be able to get back on track here in this game. In our second game here, Edmonton Oilers around minus 200 favorites. Philadelphia Flyers around plus 165 home dogs. Total of 6 here in most books. There are a few 6.5s out there, but most books have 6s. In this one, nobody consistent with the Philadelphia Flyers offense right now. They are pretty ice cold heading into the break. The Oilers, McDavid, a 3-game goal streak, obviously, in the Four Nations tournament, played very well. Leon Draisaitl, who did not play in the Four Nations tournament, scored in 4 of his last 5 games before the break. Evan Bouchard on a nice assist streak, assists in 7 of his last 8. I was looking at Bouchard assist. However, unfortunately, it's minus 150. So there is no value with Bouchard assist. It would have to be a parlay piece. I did pull the trigger here on my first play on the slate, which is Leon Draisaitl anytime goal, plus 120. Scored in 4 of his last 5 games before the break. He was one of the players that I was betting on prior to the break. The Flyers definitely don't have consistent goaltending. Their defense is not anything to write home about. So Draisaitl, I will take here. Wasn't one of the players on the break, or wasn't one of the players in the tournament. So he should be rested. I don't know if he partied or what during the break. So that's something to keep in mind. But I do like Draisaitl anytime goal here. Wouldn't talk anyone off looking at McDavid, but I feel like he probably partied hard, winning, being the guy who scored the game-winning goal. Like, I would pass. I would pass on his props here for the first game back. Draisaitl goal and 2 points, though. Urson has been decent. I'm with you, Brewski. I'm with you. Draisaitl goal plus 100. Don't like the price there, but yeah, plus 120 is what I got. You're not going to get decent odds with Draisaitl. Hopkins point minus 136 and Hyman plus 140. Anytime goal. Best of luck. Best of luck. On to our next game, and I think it's my favorite game of the slate. We got the Washington Capitals and the Pittsburgh Penguins here. In this game, Washington around minus 160 favorites. Pittsburgh around plus 135 home dogs. 5.5s pretty much across the board. And actually, it is across the board here. Minus 120 in most spots. Plus 100 for the under. Minus 120 for the over. In this one, Washington are a heavy over team heading into the break. 5 straight games they went over 6.5. Pittsburgh, they were on an under streak heading into the break, so they were kind of the opposite. 5 straight games under 5.5. For the Penguins right now, Erik Karlsson, a point in 8 consecutive games. He's been the most consistent Pittsburgh Penguin, continuing that in the Four Nations tournament. And for the Capitals, Ovechkin and Strome, obviously on the top line together. Ovechkin a goal in 4 or 5. Strome an assist in 4 consecutive games. And John Carlson an assist in 6 consecutive games. My first play here is Alex Ovechkin, anytime goal, which of course you're, again, not going to get very good odds with. Plus 110 for Ovechkin to score. He is a player that I'm going to be taking to score a lot from now till the end of the season. I believe he is 14 goals away or 15 goals away. I do think he gets there. I think he passes Gretzky this season. So I'll be continuing to bet Ovechkin. Obviously was hot heading into the break. And so was Strome. So give me Dylan Strome over half an assist, plus 120. And then I've been betting John Carlson the last few games during his streak. He's plus 130 for an assist. I can't leave him out. So give me all 3. Ovechkin, Strome, and Carlson. Ovechkin goals, and then Strome and Carlson, both assists. All half-unit plays here in this game. Not going to take Erik Karlsson here in this one. And another reason why I really like this game here is because, yes, we do have the break here. Teams or players probably partying throughout. Others on vacations with family and whatever. But Ovechkin is not going to just ignore a game against Pittsburgh. This is not a game that he's just going to take lightly. Obviously, this is his biggest division rival in the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sidney Crosby, I believe, should be playing here in this game, but he may be day-to-day, actually. I'm not 100% positive there. So I expect Ovechkin to have a good game here. I like him to score. If he's going to score, Strome's probably assisting, and then you have to keep an eye on John Carlson here in this game. When it comes to Washington winning this game, I do like them to win. But obviously at minus 160, I don't like that price. And I don't really want to go within regulation because we did see both teams kind of going to overtime heading into the break. So I'm not comfortable with taking in regulation. I do like Washington Capitals money line as a parlay piece, though. I like the Capitals to win this game. I just don't want to take them in regulation here in this one. McDavid should be a healthy scratch. He earned a day off or 2. Yes, I agree. He probably should get the game off, especially against the Flyers. Ovi goal auto bet. Yeah, I agree, Brewski. I agree. Definitely, he's made me money this year. Ovi goal first period over 1.5. I like it. Damon. I like it. This break def slowed down Ovi. Most likely, but then again, if Washington was playing Anaheim in this game, or if Washington was playing, I don't know, some other Western team, Vancouver, I don't think I could see this game. I could see it being kind of a letdown spot for Ovi, or kind of a get back on track game for Ovi. But because it's Pittsburgh, I'm fine with taking his props. I think he comes to play. Ovi goal, Strome assist plus 250. Yeah, if you want to parlay the two together for bigger plus money, I obviously would not talk you off that at all. Tom Wilson point minus 136. Good luck. Pierre-Luc Dubois, my favorite player in the NHL. Robert, what? Are you nuts? Pierre-Luc Dubois, your favorite player? Are you kidding me? Come on now. Yeah, he's having a good season and he's made us some money, but your favorite player? What? Does anyone have a U.S. book they know of besides Caesars that offers your -1 puck line? I can't help you. Obviously, being Canadian, I cannot really help you there. Can't help you. Brian Rust, goal plus 225. Alexi Protas, plus 300. Good luck, good luck. Caps -1 is at -109 in Caesars for you. The thing I don't like about -1s is I don't want to push. Like, if Washington wins by 1, I don't want to push. Like, I don't like pushes. So I'm not really a -1 type of guy, but I know people do it. I feel bad for Sid and Carlson. They return to play alongside with mere mortals. Yeah, well, they chose their situation. Crosby, I'm sure, has been offered a trade numerous times. It's totally his decision to stay in Pittsburgh, so I don't feel bad for him. Tomasino, goal plus 600. He could go to Minnesota, but no, he wants to stay in Pittsburgh. So, no, I'm kidding. But there's lots of places he could go if he did want to get out of Pittsburgh, but he wants to stay. So there you go. Terry, I hear you. Yeah. Hey, everyone bets differently. That's just my personal. I just don't like -1s myself, but that is a way you can go if you don't want to take the in regulation. If you want the better price, you could go that route. And then if Caps win by margin, then you win. You just need them 1 by 2. So I get you. But we'll continue on along with the New York Rangers and the Buffalo Sabres, who I was shocked to find out as I was making the backgrounds here, just happened to be, I don't want to say the hottest team in the NHL, but they are the team with the most consistent players heading into the break. There were 6 players here. Good thing there wasn't 7 because I wanted to be able to fit them on the background here. But New York Rangers -120. The Sabres around +100 here at home. 6s, I believe, across the board here in this one. Some 6.5s. Again, PointsBet, DraftKings tend to have a different number, and most other books everywhere else has 6s here in this one. And when I look at this game, I kind of feel like Buffalo is a live dog here. Now, my issue, though, is if I'm going to take the Buffalo Sabres against the New York Rangers, I don't want +100. I want +130, +140 to take the Sabres. So I can't get to the Sabres money line here. I do think this is potentially a good spot for the Sabres. I think they could definitely win this game. I just don't love the price with them. And I don't, obviously, I said at the beginning of the show and even yesterday, I kind of want to go lower volume on today's slate. However, I can't pass in this game because if you just look at Buffalo here, you can see there's so many players on consistent streaks here. Alex Tuch, Ryan McLeod, and Jason Zucker are all on that second line together. And as you can see, all 3 of them played very, very good hockey heading into the break. Now, of course, there is the break. Looking at everything here, I settled on one prop with the Buffalo Sabres. Of course, Buffalo, not a team you really want to jump on a bunch of props on a day-to-day basis. But I have to back Mr. Power. I have to back Owen Power here. He has an assist in 5 of his last 6 games heading into the break. He was playing very consistent hockey. And Owen Power to get an assist is +185. And there's just a ton of value there. At home, +185. Obviously, a number 1 overall pick for a reason. He's been very good offensively, and we always get good prices with him. I'll take him to get an assist here, a +185 in this game. Jason Zucker is -110 to get a point. I want to talk anyone off looking at Jason Zucker. Maybe you want to put Alex Tuch in there. I don't believe Ryan McLeod point is going to be available anywhere. So not much you can do with him, but I do have him on the screen here, obviously for our fantasy people. And then also to show that second line, there's a lot of chemistry with those 3 together, and they've been playing very well. So definitely other plays you could look at for Buffalo. I do think they could possibly win this game. I want a bigger plus price to fade the Rangers, who I do believe are the better team in this game. So, Mr. Power over half an assist here in this game. Crosby doesn't want to have an end of career tumble like Lindros did, I guess. Sabres money line plus 102. I could see that. Zucker and Tuck point parlay plus 165. I do love that. As you can see, both guys very consistent. JJ Paterka goal plus 225. Not a bad look. Zucker point minus 108. Nice price there. I do like that one. Tuck assists plus 175. See, there's great odds with Tuck too. Like, I could have like 5 plays in this game, but I want to be careful. I want to be careful after the break. And of course, the Buffalo Sabres, the last place team in the Eastern Conference, not a team I overly trust, but we'll see here. We'll see what happens with them in this game. The Buffalo team total over. Rangers can't defend. Yeah, and I don't know the status of Igor Shesterkin's health in this game. I'm not sure what's going on with him. So I believe he was day-to-day last time I checked. So we'll see if he plays here in this game. Looking at goalies, Stuart Skinner confirmed for Edmonton that we talked about. Jonathan Quick is unconfirmed. Yeah, I kind of expect Quick to start here. And then there's a couple goalies confirmed for later games, which we will get to later on. Team total over 3 is plus 102. I like that. I think that's pretty good. I like it. But we'll continue on along to our next game. The Dallas Stars and the New Jersey Devils here in this game. Dallas around minus 115. Road favorites. Total 5.5 here across the board at all books. The New Jersey Devils minus 105. Home favorites here in this one. Looking at the Devils, Jack Hughes didn't have the best tournament overall. Playing for Team USA. It does sound like Nico Hischier will be making his return to the lineup here for this game. So that's a big addition for the Devils. Jesper Bratt, definitely a player we've been backing for an assist quite often. Here in this game, my play is Mikael Granlund over half a point, which I got for plus 110. Mikael Granlund, a point in 8 of his last 9 games, including all 3 games in the Four Nations tournament. He had a very good tournament, and he's played very well since coming over to Dallas from San Jose. And his line mate, Matt Duchene. Now, I've said in the past, I consider a streak 3 games. But when you've got back-to-back games where you've scored 2 goals and you've got an assist in back-to-back games, that's pretty hot. Back-to-back 3-point games, multi-goal games. I figured I should add him here. Playing with Mikael Granlund. So if you like Granlund, as I do, you may want to look at Matt Duchene as well. Jamie Benn, a 4-game assist streak. Thomas Harley, a point in 3 of 4. So there are some other players you could look at here in this game between these 2 teams. But my favorite is Mikael Granlund, over half a point at plus money here against the New Jersey Devils in this one. Love the Tuck plays. Yeah, he's been great. And there's trade rumors around him. Maybe he goes back to the team that drafted him, the Wild. Maybe. New Jersey Dallas draw. Never a bad look. Taking a look at a draw with the Dallas Stars. Looking at this game here, I could see overtime. Matt Duchene assist is plus 150 and his goal is plus 300. Wow, is it actually plus 300? No, don't tell me it's plus 300. I'm trying to go low volume here on this slate, Robert, but that's definitely not helping me. Let's take a look here. I don't want to add because there's still 2 plays that I haven't bet yet that I still have to add tomorrow when they become available. Yeah, plus 300, plus 320 at DraftKings for Duchesne. Most likely that's going to be getting added onto the slate. Yeah, I'm going to have to add that, but it is what it is. Jack Hughes is still a very good regular season NHL player. Four Nations showed us he can't play heavier in the weight class. Yeah, he did get pushed around quite a bit. I feel bad for him, but such a skilled player. But yeah, he definitely did get pushed around a bit in that game. Wyatt Johnston goal and assist plus 225 plus 125. Good luck. A bit not gonna say cold, but wasn't hot, consistent heading into the break, so that's why he's not in the background here. Stars money line minus 115. You could see that. Robertson point parlay piece. Yeah, if you do like Wyatt Johnston and Robertson, I believe they're on the same line together, so you could look at those two. But I think Granlund and Duchesne are the better looks here in this game. On to our next one. Colorado Avalanche and the Nashville Predators here. The Avs minus 135, Nashville plus 115, home dogs. Totals of 6 here in this game. There are some 5.5s. Again, points bet and DraftKings. Everywhere else has a 6 here in this game. And when I look at this one here, Jonathan Marchessault is starting to heat up again. The last 3 games, he got a point heading into the break. I can't really say that's. I say that's heating up, but because it is, he a 3-game point streak, but not super impressive. The rest of this Predators lineup is just a disaster. The Nashville Predators are a disaster this season. I say it seems like I say it on a daily basis. I complain about how this Nashville team should have been so much better this year, and yet they're not. So that's all I'll say about the Predators. Looking at the Colorado Avalanche, Nathan MacKinnon, goal in 4 or 5, 3+ shots on goal in 4 or 5. The issue, though, is he did just win the championship. And I don't know if he plays in this game. And then again, I don't know how motivated he's going to be in this game. So I'm gonna pass. I'm going to pass with MacKinnon here, and I do believe I'm going to take a look at his goal prop anyway. And I'm going to expect that it's plus 115. Yeah, so plus 115 for MacKinnon to score. There's just no reason to bet it. Now, of course, he's going to go score, so it is what it is, but just not a ton of value, and we'll see how he plays in his first game back. No, he's not healthy, unless he's back and I just didn't hear about it, but no, I believe he's still out for a while, I think. But, on to our next game, Seattle Kraken and the Florida Panthers here. The Seattle Kraken plus 210 road dogs. The Florida Panthers around minus 260 home favorites here. 5.5s when it comes to the total. There are some 6s available as well in this game. And looking at this one here, I kind of want to take the Kraken. I do. Matthew Tkachuk will not play in this game. Banged up here in this one. I think Florida is a bit too big of a favorite here in this game. I do feel like on this Saturday slate, it may very well be a dog day. I do think there are going to definitely be some good underdog opportunities on this slate. And I do think there's value with the Kraken here, plus 210. I've not pulled the trigger on the Kraken, though. Haven't quite been a consistent team really too much this year. However, Shane Wright has been consistent. And if you've been watching the show in recent weeks, you know we've been betting Shane Wright to get a point or plus money, and we've been cashing. I've not pulled the trigger on Shane Wright Point because I don't see it available at a lot of books right now. I tend to like to see it available at DraftKings, 365, FanDuel, MGM, one of those four main ones before I really pull the trigger, just to be fair for my clients. I do see Shane Wright Point plus 180 at Bet Rivers. So I'm expecting around anywhere from plus 150 to plus 180 for Shane Wright to get a point. And I think there's great value there. He is showing his potential finally, and he's finally in a groove here with the Kraken. So hopefully that continues here after this break. And we'll be locking in Shane Wright Point when it's available, most likely tomorrow morning. I'll be locking it in here in this one. Nature's Assist, minus 143. Lehkonen goal, plus 200. Okay. A bunch of Panthers were in the tourney. I agree. Stay away game. I agree. Well, maybe not stay. I'm not staying away from it, so I don't really know about stay away. Maybe stay away from Florida. And yeah, maybe take the Kraken. Maybe this is a good opportunity to look at the Kraken. Plus 210. You're definitely getting value. There's definitely value there. Sasha Barkov, plus 140 for a goal. Assist, minus 143. Good luck. Good luck. Too many Panthers played. I agree. I like Seattle at that price. I'll take it. Yeah, I agree. You're getting great odds with the Kraken here in this one. A Lundell Point. Good luck. A Montour goal, plus 600. Yeah, I believe he is coming back from injury in this game. So, facing his former team. I see you, Robert. I see you. Facing his former team, especially a team that might be kind of sloppy here. I like that. Brandon Montour goal. I hope I can find his point prop tomorrow. But again, I don't want to add too many more plays, but yeah, I like that angle. I do. Is this a play on the Kraken or a fade on Florida? And there's 7 Four Nations players, 8 if Mikolo played. Well, it's kind of both, I think. If you're taking the Kraken, I think it's more of, I think it's more of fading Florida, I believe. But Kraken can't score goals. I don't trust them. Yeah, I can agree with that. But I do trust Shane Wright. I do trust him, though, in this game. On to our next one. Winnipeg Jets and St. Louis Blues. Connor Hellebuck against Jordan Binnington, round 2. No, I'm kidding. We won't be getting that. Of course, when I saw this matchup, Winnipeg against St. Louis, I kind of chuckled and thought, oh my God, imagine we get Hellebuck against Binnington round 2. That would just be so funny. But Connor Hellebuck is not playing in this game, which is not a surprise. It will be Eric Comrie, and I would assume that Binnington most likely won't play either for the St. Louis Blues. So that makes me want to look at the over 6, which is around minus 105 for the over 6 here. The Jets minus 125, road favorites. The Blues plus 105, home dogs in this one. I lean with the over. I haven't got to it yet. Looking at the screen here, you might be asking why I have things set up. I should mention that. Why don't I have Mark Scheifele beside Iafallo, beside Perfetti? Well, all 3 of them are on separate lines. So I try to have them. If you look at Thomas and Buchnevich, they're on the same line together. So that's why they're side by side. With the Jets, Scheifele, Iafallo, Perfetti, they're all on different sides because they all play on different lines. So that's the reasoning for that. Looking at this game here, you could look at Cole Perfetti's assist. I heavily lean with Perfetti in this game. Iafallo, as I said, 4-game point streak, playing very well heading into the break on the 4th line for the Jets. So their offense is kind of spread out here. And then for the Blues, you've got the top 2 guys, Thomas and Buchnevich, playing well for the Blues. Ultimately, yes, we got 2 backups in here. So I lean with the over, but I don't love it enough to pull the trigger. So I did not. I do not have any plays here in this game. I lean with the over, but then I could see this just being a 3-1 game. So can't get to anything here. Tommy agrees with Robert about the Kraken not scoring. Jets money line, minus 125. Scheifele, my other favorite player, plus 160. You're crazy, Robert. You're crazy. You're crazy. Did Kyle Connor forget how to play hockey? No, just not a good tournament for him. Of course, he's not a fourth line player. He just isn't. He's just not. That's just not him. That's just not his game. So I can understand how he didn't really fit well in the fourth line, but he didn't produce when he was on the top line or the second line either. So not a good tournament. Not a good tournament for him. But that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Over everything. First period, both teams to score. First period, full game over 6. Wow. So, yeah, you really like the over. And I agree with you. I do lean that way. I just can't get there. Yesterday, Terry, you said you don't bet with emotions and you took US. I've been curious all day today. Did Bennington influence you and keep you off your home team? Smiley face. No. Now, Jordan Bennington is a big. He is a big reason on why I took the U.S. I would much rather back Connor Hellebuck than Jordan Bennington. It came down to overtime. You leave McDavid all alone. It is what it is. The Four Nations tournament is over. It is what it is. That game basically was a win-win for me anyway. Of course, I didn't win my bets, but I'm not going to get into political stuff, so I just will leave it there. I will leave it there, and we'll move on. Velarde goal plus 200. Best of luck. Nemesnikov point. Pair him with Perfetti. Okay. Jets puck line. Okay, so you think they take care of business. Jets are wagon. Kyle Connor will make a statement in the upcoming games. Okay, I like it. And yes, Prince Paul, let's do this. Let's get out of the Saturday curse because boy, have I been in one. And yes, and I would really love to stop talking about it. I'm sure viewers would like to stop hearing about it, but it has been real. Like almost reverse sweeps, like 1 or 2 plays win and everything else. It's just Saturdays have been a disaster, but let's end it. I agree. Let's end the Saturday curse tomorrow. Moving on to our next game, Montreal Canadiens against the Ottawa Senators. Montreal plus 150. The Ottawa Senators around minus 180. Home favorites, 5.5s across the board here, I believe, in this game. Some 6s available, but mostly 5.5s in this one. I don't love this game. Montreal, if this was a few weeks ago, I would be all over the Habs at plus 150 with how they were playing. But that kind of came to an end, a dramatic end, as they went on a losing streak after that. Bear with me. Pretty dramatic losing streak, and I believe, 3-game losing streak heading into the break. They did have that one win against San Jose, but then the 6-3 loss to LA, 4-0 loss to New Jersey, 5-3 loss to Tampa Bay. Ottawa on the other side, 4-3 loss to Tampa, 5-1 loss to Tampa, 5-1 loss to Florida. So 3 straight divisional losses for the Sens. I don't want to back the Senators as minus 180 home favorites, but I don't trust the Canadiens here in this game. When it comes to a total of 5.5, I definitely don't want to take an under after this break. But I don't want to take an over with these two rosters and with the fact that there's only one consistent player on each team. So, long story short, this game is a pass. I think you could look at Alex Newhook, Tim Stützle. Definitely was on a heater. 8-game point streak, 7-game assist streak heading into the break. So you could look at Stützle. But for me, this game is a pass. This game is a pass. I do like the earlier games a bit more on this slate today or tomorrow for Saturday. This is a low-key game to watch, Habs or Sens. Really? Okay. You like the over 5.5? Okay, good luck. Guessing Brady will rest, that's another thing. That's another thing to keep in mind. If not, you'll ride a shots and goal ladder. Yeah, I don't think he plays, but we'll see. If you don't think he plays and you want to take Montreal, I would probably take them now because I do believe if he plays, this line will move. This line will move. Goal Caulfield plus 180. He's been a bit cold recently. And Lane Hudson plus 1,000. Good luck, Robert. Good luck. I have no intention of going anywhere near this game at all. On to our next one. Anaheim Ducks and the Boston Bruins. Here in this one, Anaheim around plus 175, road dogs. The Boston Bruins around minus 210, home favorites, 5.5s here in this game. And this is another game where I would potentially look at the dog here in this game. The Anaheim Ducks played pretty well heading into the break on a 3-game win streak. Montreal, Dallas, and LA. So obviously everyone's beating Montreal right now, but Dallas and LA back-to-back 2-1 victories. 4 straight unders for the Anaheim Ducks, playing a bit lower scoring games. Boston, back-to-back losses heading into the break here. I want to take Anaheim, but I would much rather see 4 names on this on the background here, 4 players consistent, scoring goals, getting assists. I'd rather see a little bit more consistency with offense, which I'm just not seeing here for Anaheim. So ultimately, another pass. I think if you want to look at Pasternak and Geeky as the same game parlay, both to get a point, you could do that. What I don't like about that, though, is Anaheim has been playing very low-scoring games. So ultimately, this is another pass here in this game on the slate. Pass to goal, Zaka assist. Best of luck. Petrano goal. He's been shooting the puck, that's for sure. Geeky goal plus 225. And Zegras is starting to get there. He's not consistent enough here to be on the background, but he is starting to. Obviously, he's been injured for most of the season, so yeah, he's starting to get there, but not quite yet. Not quite yet. Carolina Hurricanes and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Whenever I see these two teams face each other, of course, me, like a lot of other people, remember the Zamboni driver getting in goal as an emergency backup here when these two teams faced each other a few years back now. So everyone thinks about that when you see these two teams face each other. But the Hurricanes around minus 120 road favorites. The Leafs plus 100 home dogs. 6s mostly across the board here in this game. Matthews an assistant 6 of 7 playing pretty. And that's a bit surprising, really, to see Matthews. Obviously, he's been much more of a goal scorer during his career. To see him on an assist streak that long is a bit interesting here. McMahon, Matthew Nyes both scored in 3 of 4 games heading into the break. So if you want to look at those two guys, you definitely could. For the Hurricanes, Sebastian Aho, a 0.45. Mikko Rantanen not quite fitting in yet, and there's rumors about him getting traded before the deadline as Carolina using him as a trade piece. So maybe not a good fit in Carolina, but we'll have to see what happens there. Ultimately, with this one, I kind of want to bet the draw. I think this is a close game. Obviously, the odds say that. And I'm just not sure. Just not sure about this one. So ultimately, no play here in this game. Ultimately no play. I do kind of lean with McMahon or Bobby Nyes, but not nearly enough to pull the trigger. So there we go. No McAvoy tomorrow. Svechnikov assist plus 150. All right. Best of luck. But we'll move on to our next game. And I knew there was a player, because I was thinking at the beginning of the show when I said I'm trying to avoid mostly all players that did play in the Four Nations championship game. But I was trying to remember. I was pretty sure there was one that I didn't. And that is the case here. Chicago Blackhawks and the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Blackhawks are up plus 150. Road Dogs, 6.5. Here, some sixes available. The Blue Jackets, minus 180, home favorites. If you told me the Blue Jackets were going to be almost minus 200 favorites this year, I probably would have laughed at you and told you you're nuts. But the Blue Jackets have exceeded definitely my expectations, but I think really everyone's expectations. I'm pretty sure Blue Jackets fans are really happy only being, I believe, 1 point out of a playoff spot. That's pretty crazy, obviously, with everything that's happened to the Blue Jackets, including their captain, Boone Jenner, getting hurt before the season started. Well, guess what? He's coming back and making his, I believe it's his season debut here in this one. Or he might have played a couple games at the beginning of the year. I can't remember exactly, but he'll be making his return here, as will Kirill Marchenko. So Columbus getting two, obviously Marchenko, the sniper, but Boone Jenner, the leadership that he'll bring to the team is something they definitely need. Some of that leadership and veteran presence because they have such a young lineup. Ultimately, in this game, if you want to look at the Blackhawks, you have to look at Ryan Donato. Obviously, on a point streak heading into the break, 3 consecutive games with a goal. If Chicago is going to do some offensive stuff here in this game, I do believe it'll be Ryan Donato. Seth Jones was hot, not so much anymore, and now he's requested to trade, so he wants out of Chicago. I can't say I blame him, but I don't know if anyone's going to really want that contract, so we'll have to see exactly what happens with him. He's going to be very difficult to move, but he has requested a trade. My play here in this game is a same-game parlay. Give me Zach Werenski over 0.5 point and Kent Johnson over 0.5 point. Parlay together for plus 120. I know I said I want to stay away from players that played in the Four Nations championship game, but I was riding Zach Werenski. Obviously, I had his point prop and his assist prop in the championship game, and I believe I bet his point prop the game prior to that as well for Team USA. I want to stick with Werenski. Unfortunately, his assist prop is minus 150 in this game. So those nice plus prices we were getting on some of these star players, now that they're back on their teams, not all on Team USA or Team Canada, obviously Finland and Sweden as well, we're not going to get those great prices. Like, you're not going to get plus 150 that I got for Werenski assist. You're not getting that here against Chicago. You're getting minus 140. So I believe Zach Werenski will play in this game. If he doesn't, then obviously the same game parlay will be reduced. And if that's the case, then that's the case. But Werenski, point 11 of 12. Johnson, a point 9 of 10. I'll parlay the two together. If you wanted to do Werenski assist with Johnson point to get a bit of higher plus money, you could do that. I would just play it safe for the plus 120 and just take both to get a point here in this game. You'd hate to Werenski to score and lose that parlay if you take him for an assist. So I would go with the point parlay, but That's my play here in this game here. Jackson Blake assist plus 225 if he's on the top line. All right. Good luck. Seth Jarvis goal. All right. Blackhawks, Columbus first period over. Parlay with Oilers 2 goals. Minus 108. Hawks first period over 9 straight games. Wow. I did know that the Hawks first period over was a streak. I did not know that both of them were on streaks. So I like that, Timothy. I like that. Donato and Bedard. Yes, if you're looking at Blackhawks players, which I don't look at Blackhawks props, those would be 2 to look at for sure. Marchenko back, take his goal. I could see it. Connor Bedard assist, Terry's favorite player, plus 125. Definitely not my favorite player. Quite the opposite. Patrick Kane used to be my most hated player in the NHL. And now I believe Bedard has taken his spot. So Binnington is high up on that list too, Tommy. I know you're there. But Seth Jones plus 600. Wouldn't shock me to see him start playing well, trying to get some teams to try to trade for him. So yes, that's incredibly important piece for the Blue Jackets. And he's not that flashy offensive guy, but the veteran leadership you're getting is really important. Really important. When did Seth Jones ask out of Chicago? During the Four Nations break, it came out that he wants out. He wants to go to a contender, which is not Chicago. I think we can all agree on that. Kent Johnson goal plus 200. All right. No one ever asked to be in Chicago. Yeah, I don't know a player who would. Hey, that's not true because there are quite a few free agents that signed in Chicago this year. Tyler Bertuzzi, who hasn't had a point in 5 or more games. I clicked on his name when I was updating the backgrounds here, and 5 straight games with no points. So you can see he just wanted his bag of money. Doesn't care about winning. Over 6.5 in this game. I could see goals in this game. I could definitely see defense last, offense first minded players here in this one. Who's going to want to block shots here in this game? And for new hockey watchers that were watching the Four Nations tournament and were really enjoying the great games, maybe don't judge Chicago and Columbus here as one of the games here when watching hockey, because you're going to notice quite a difference between USA and Canada and Chicago and Columbus, but quite a big difference there. But it is what it is. Utah Hockey Club and the LA Kings here in this one. Utah around plus 145, road dogs. The LA Kings minus 170, home favorites. 5.5s available here in this game. And when I look at this one here, obviously that line with Fiala, Byfield, and Alex Laferriere is red hot. They didn't want the Four Nations break to come because the last 4 games heading into that break were great for all 3. Fiala was on a goal streak, didn't score in that final game before the break, but I believe he had at least 4 shots. I don't know if it was 5 or 6. I think it was 6 shots, but don't quote me on that. So yes, he didn't score, but he's shooting the puck a ton. Byfield's playing well with him. Laferriere also has been shooting the puck a ton. So when that line's on the ice, they've been shooting the puck at the net. So that's something to keep in mind. Trevor Moore, a point 3 of 4. We may see more ice time. I'm thinking Kempe will play in this game. We'll have to see ultimately. But I think that Kevin Fiala line will get a bunch of ice time here in this one. Ultimately, at this point in time, this is the same deal with the Seattle Kraken game. I am adding Shane Wright over half a point most likely tomorrow morning. And again, here in this one, I'll be adding Dylan Guenther, anytime goal in this one. Again, it's not available at as many books as I want it to be available before I pull the trigger here. I'm seeing plus 250 at Bet Rivers, but also plus 170 at Caesar. So quite a big variety there. I do want it available at one of the books I mentioned, the main four, DraftKings, 365, FanDuel, MGM. I'd like to see it at one of those. So I'm not sure why goal props for this game isn't really available. But when it is, I'll be looking at Dylan Guenther anytime goal, especially at that plus 250 price. Great odds there. As you can see, Guenther definitely shooting the puck heading into the break. And obviously missed a lot of time with injury. I have his season point prop and came back from injury and looked like he did not miss a second. Was just offensively ready to go. So I won't be surprised to see him ready to go here after the break because he showed, obviously, being away with injury for a long time. He was ready to go. So I believe he'll be ready to go here. I'll take his goal prop at plus 250. I think that's a great price in this game. Clayton Keller also shooting the puck a lot. So if you like guys shooting the puck, if you like shots on goal, this game looks like it could potentially be a good one because you've got guys shooting the puck a lot on both sides. Here in this one, Dylan Guenther anytime goal I'll be adding. As of now, that's it. I should probably look at some props here for the Kings, but again, trying to go a little bit lower volume here. First game back. Guenther, goal, plus 225. Obviously, I love it. I love it. Cooley Point, I believe he is still hurt. Byfield assist. All right. I like that. And Keller assist, plus 100. Best of luck. Final game on the slate, the Vancouver Canucks, plus 135. Vegas Golden Knights, minus 160, 5.5 when it comes to the total here in this game. And this game's a pass. I hate to pass the last game of the night, but I have got no interest here in this one. Jack Eichel, will he play in this game? I'm not sure. Mark Stone, will he play in this game? I'm not sure. Shea Theodore, he got hurt during the Four Nations game. So Vegas minus 160 favorites. I have absolutely zero interest in backing Vegas at all in this game. The Canucks, I don't know. I don't know about the Canucks. Obviously, just signing Lankin into a 5-year deal, which just happened today. So that's kind of interesting. It would be Canucks or nothing for me, and I'm choosing nothing here in this game for the Saturday slate. Cap Protect plays. I have a full unit side on tomorrow's slate and a half unit team total on tomorrow's slate that I did not give out on today's show. You can go get both of those picks on Cap Protect. Link is in the description below. Most likely, I'm going to be adding a couple other plays tomorrow. As I said, I'm very close to adding Matt Duchene. Anytime goal, plus 300 is just insane. I'm probably going to have to get to that. So there's probably at least one addition that I'll have on tomorrow's slate. If you guys like the show, make sure to hit the like button on the YouTube channel. And if you're watching on Twitter, come join us on the YouTube channel. If you look at my Twitter on my page at the top, the link to the YouTube channel is there. Terry Edelman Picks on YouTube. Nice and easy to find. Come and do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. We're growing all the time. Appreciate all the support, guys. Best of luck on the Saturday slate here. And we should be back on Monday. Maybe I'll do a surprise Sunday show. We'll have to see. Canucks money line plus 142. All right. Dorofeev over 2.5 shots on goal. Best of luck. And DeBrusk. Yeah, for some reason I was looking at DeBrusk. I don't know why, but he hasn't been consistent enough for me. So did not pull the trigger on him for the slate. Good luck, Terry. You as well, Brewski. Best of luck to everyone that watches the show. Hope you all have a good Saturday. And I hope the curse finally gets broken here and we can have a nice winning day on a Saturday. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you guys on the next show. Best of luck.